time for the Burning River Sportscast, another very special live edition of the Burning River Sportscast here on Sunday night. New England Patriots 32, Browns 13. Browns fall to 2-6. Ronnie Jams, what's
You
going
sound
on?
excited to be here.
I'm not excited.
Oh, we already got comments rolling in. Go ahead. Show those off. While you're doing that, you can find our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. I'm talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Podcast Castro, Good Pods. We're our number one ranked football podcast, and so many more. While you're at it, please leave us a review on your preferred podcast app of choice. Preferred podcast app of choice. That's the redundancy department of redundancy or whatever you call it. But it really helps us grow and get seen. So make sure you leave those reviews, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, the only place you can find our video podcast, and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Our handle for all those is at Burning River Sportscast. We are on X as well at the handle at Burning River Pod. While you're at it, check out our merch, www.thetappingmedia.com/shop. All kinds of stuff in there. Before we get started, quick shout out to some of our sponsors. Towpath Distillery. Towpath Distillery, an award-winning craft distillery located in Akron, Ohio. Towpath focuses on high-quality spirits carefully made in small batches. Towpath Distillery, handcrafted, award-winning, small batch, local, and family-owned. And Primetime Sports and Framing, with locations in Hartville, Streetsboro, Belton Village, Great Northern, and Kent. They are easily accessible wherever you are in Northeast Ohio, with the best selection in autographed collectibles and world-class framing operation. They're your go-to for officially licensed memorabilia. Primetime Sports and Framing.
You name it, they frame it.
There you go. And they provided the Myles Garrett game poster, autographed game day poster that we're going to be giving away today. So we got a winner. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But on today's show this week, you look forward to a recap of today's Week 8 loss to the Patriots. Did the offense do anything at all? How did the defense look? Our nominees for Dog of the Week. What changes we expect, if any, during the bye week? Deshaun Watson continuing to throw hate Stefanski's way via social media. What are we even doing here? I don't know. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more. So let's get things started by reminding everyone to call the Burning River Sportscast Hot Take Hotline. Don't forget to call and leave your hot takes on the Hot Take Hotline. Remember, these are hot takes. We want hot takes. 330-227-8081.
330-227-8081.
330-227-8081. All right. And so, as I just mentioned, the autographed Myles Garrett game day poster, we have a winner for that. If you haven't heard, we've been running this giveaway for the last, what has it been, like 6 weeks?
For a while now.
5 weeks, something like that. If you didn't get entered, I don't know what you were waiting on. But it was in partnership with Primetime Sports and Framing. It's an autographed Myles Garrett game day poster. I don't think
you name it, they frame it.
They do. I don't think you could pick it up. I think you're still a little broken.
Yeah, I'm gonna not do that right now.
Yeah. So, in case you didn't see him get hit by John Hughes, that was just one of them that we posted on our social media. So make sure you check that out. But, like I said, the entry period closed earlier today, and we do have a winner for the autographed Myles Garrett game day poster, and the winner is at Bald Bearded Barbecue and Dad. So,
well done,
yeah. So this was the winner came from our Instagram pool of entries. We'll be in touch with him to work on the logistics for receiving his prize, but that is the winner. If you entered, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And make sure you don't, I know like a lot of people they follow and then unfollow if they don't win. We're going to be doing a lot more giveaways. So make sure you stay followed.
Yeah. Stay followed.
Yeah. Keep following us. Stay followed.
We'll kick you in the jimmies.
We'll kick you in the jimmies, but keep following us. We'll have more to come. So, let's go ahead and get into it, Kenny. I know it's your favorite time of the show. It's time for the Week 8 recap.
Watching the Browns every week feels like being kicked in the jimmies.
You mean is that not being kicked in the jimmies?
No, it just feels like it.
Yeah.
So I guess let me start with apologies if I sound raspy or underwater.
Yeah, you sound awful, man.
Here.
Explain it.
I went from being injured by our good friend John Hughes immediately into some kind of what I'm guessing is a foodborne illness, where I spent about 36 hours basically living in my shower because I was vomiting and
don't give graphics. Come on.
And
Just leave it
basically
there.
coming out,
It was
basically
bad.
coming out both ends. I couldn't vomit
Thank
without it coming
you.
out the other
You
side.
just kept going
so
with it.
I just was standing or laying naked in the shower, just covered in bodily fluids, and
It probably helped you
basically-
lose a bunch more weight, though.
I did lose about 10 pounds over a 30-hour span. So yippee for me. Lost 85 pounds, but still fat.
Still fat.
But anyway, that's the story behind my voice. So I'll try and speak into the mic here as best I can, but I know that my voice is about shot. So
Are you so excited for the day when we can say you're no longer fat?
yeah, I'm ways away from that, but
you're like, what will it be like? 400 pounds down, not fat anymore.
Can we get there?
Everybody's probably like, why are they so mean to him? It's just me.
Myself.
It's just me. Yeah. So let's talk
Browns
about
are really
the
good.
Browns. Where do we start here? I mean, the whole thing was just a complete mess. Well, no, let's start with the opening drive, because we'll say this. I will give Kevin Stefanski one thing: his entire tenure with the Cleveland Browns, he is fantastic at scripting an opening drive for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh yeah, when this inevitably does not work out here in Cleveland, he should just get a job as a consultant in the NFL scripting opening drives.
That's all I do is script the opening drive.
Place for him.
And
The
Bone
one
actually,
skill he has.
yeah, Bone actually texted us. We all have a group text going during the game, just chatting back and forth about what's going on. And Bone texts us and he says, "Did we get a new offensive coordinator?" And I immediately texted back and said, "No, this is the only thing Kevin Stefanski's good at. I promise you it's going to go off the rails from here." And boy, did it.
Boy, did it.
Yeah, I mean, we spent the entire game running gimmick plays, trying end arounds, flea flickers, double passes. And the double pass was funny because we had a conversation last week about, we went wildcat twice inside the 5-yard line because the last thing we want to do inside the 5-yard line in the red zone is trust our quote unquote franchise quarterback, the guy that our front office brought in as their guy to run this offense. We don't want to trust him with the ball, so we give it to Quinshon Judkins and the Wildcat twice. And so this week we follow that up with, you think it can't get worse? No, it got worse.
Obvious
we ran a double
passing
pass.
Down.
Huh?
Obvious passing down.
Yeah,
Don't
obvious
let the
passing down.
quarterback Throw it.
Yeah, we trust our quarterback so much that we'd rather have a wide receiver throw it.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
And it didn't work. I mean, it obviously didn't work. It never works.
No, look, and what's funny, and I guess not funny, it's just sad at this point, is you kind of have back-to-back weeks now, right? Where Mike Tomlin was talking in the media about how, much smarter Andrew Berry must be for trading Joe Flacco inside the division, who was your opening day starter, to this week after the game. Mike Vrabel literally said, paraphrasing here, basically once they stopped running gimmick plays, our defense played pretty well. We were pretty good. So
they basically called him out like, you guys were desperate and you were trying everything you could.
The lack of respect from peers.
None.
Look, we can say whatever we want. We're clowns for your entertainment. And there's a lot of other shows like us. You can listen to the radio all week long, and you'll hear people that aren't in the building and aren't close to it, but are observing from the outside. The greatest indictment about what is going on right now inside of Berea is when literally former colleagues and peers have zero respect for what you're doing as a football team.
Yeah.
In back-to-back weeks are called out by guys that have been there, done that, and won NFL football games.
No, seriously, too. And Dewey, you got a point here. He said Stefanski was outcoached by a real coach and a leader of men. I mean, that's exactly it. Like, these guys come in and they command respect everywhere they're at. The only person apparently that has that Kevin Stefanski commands the respect of is Jimmy Haslam. Coming out today or yesterday or whenever that was and saying he's got full confidence in him. Now, we could get into that a little bit later on. I don't know if that was he's our coach now, so it's just like I gotta say the right thing right now, or if he actually believes that. But we'll talk about that soon. We did get another nickname for Dylan Gabriel just now, and James Frank on Facebook called him Dollar General. So but yeah, I mean, that's all we did on offense. We ran gimmick plays all day. Our wide receivers literally had 2 receptions today. Like our
which
widers,
which
they had
hasn't
2
changed
receptions.
in 4 weeks. That's the same offense that you've seen. And I think that has to be again, like I've talked about this for a month now. Like I hate to write a guy off after 4 games, but
That's all you
you
do.
hope that you can see some sort of progression. And his best start was his first start. He has regressed since then. And the offense looks the same as it did 4 weeks ago. It hasn't
Yeah.
gotten any better. So,
I
especially,
would
I mean, you
argue it's
can look
gotten
at
worse, to be honest with you.
well, that's what I'm saying. He has regressed, and if you look at statistically, the numbers have gotten worse. If you look at analytics, the efficiency numbers are very poor. So for an organization that prides itself on analytics, I don't know how they can be looking at this going, "Yep, we're doing the right thing. Things are making sense here. This is what we expected to see." It can't be. By every measure, this is not working out in any significant way.
Yeah, no. And it's just wild to see because again, pointed out in the comments here, we were going to get to this, but Kevin Stefanski coming out and basically saying, "Yeah, we'll see Dylan Gabriel after the bye." Now, I don't know. I will say this: that doesn't necessarily mean that we won't see Shador immediately after the bye. I think that that leaves the door open to the fact that you could see Dylan Gabriel down the road, which is something we've talked about a lot. Is you should switch to Shador immediately, and whoever you like the best, that's who you should go with the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But the fact that he even came out and said that just to make sure fans knew, like, this quarterback sucks ass, but guess what? We're going to keep playing. It's just classic Kevin Stefanik. It's just like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I hope we're going to play better. We need to play better.
I need to
It
coach
starts
better.
with me. I need to coach better, and we will. We'll be better.
On that point, it's been so hard listening to this since camp that Dylan Gabriel is so much further ahead than Shador, and Shador has all this ground to make up, and you keep hearing these reports and seeing these things. Um, and I've had a hard time convincing myself that this has anything to do with the playing. We've heard about Dylan Gabriel's supercomputer processing power. Well, I guess AI doesn't know that you're not supposed to intentionally ground the football in the end zone. I mean, that's day one stuff, right? Like this isn't complicated, like veteran quarterback and should know better. Like that's day one stuff. First off, you can't throw it to nobody. That
Yeah.
anywhere on the field. You can't throw it
No.
to no one. And second off, you definitely can't do it when you're in the end zone. You can't do it. You just
Well, you
can't do it.
can. You
Any
just
any quarterback, anybody who's ever played the position at any level knows you can't do that. And
it's
so
literally like one of
I
the few
have
times.
to,
It's one of the few times where it's like, no, you'd rather take a sack trying to make something happen than throw this into the dirt to nobody.
yeah, I'm just going to give away 2 points here. And so again, I go back to I don't think this has ever been about playing or skill. Shador was just as accomplished, or if not more than Dylan in his 6 years in college football. He was highly rated as a prospect coming out. Like he can play the game. Now, does he fit in Kevin Stefanski's offense? That's a whole nother it's a whole nother conversation. But here's the thing. Today, it all made perfect sense to me. And here's why. Because, obviously we listen to the post-game press conferences every week. But what I heard today solidified everything I needed to know about this quarterback farce of a competition. And what it is that if you listened to Dylan Gabriel in the post-game, his exact comments were, "It starts with me. I've got to play better." He deflected every other question. Yep, losing sucks. We don't want to. We got to win. We got to do better. We got to change things. They asked him specifically, "What are the things you can improve on?" He just said, "It's just everything. I got to improve. I got to be better. It starts with me." He was Kevin Stefanski 2.0,
Yep.
and that
Yep.
that is where he is leaps and bounds ahead of Shador Sanders. This
'Cause
Browns
Shador won't say that
organization,
shit.
this Browns organization knows they can't contain Shador Sanders if this offense plays poorly and they keep losing games, that he's the kind of guy that's going to speak the truth in front of a media microphone. Sure, he's had all the media training that more media training than most guys have because of who his dad is, and he's been in front of big programs before, so he's not stupid. He's not going to go out and say reckless things. But I think that there's more chance that he's going to leak something unintentionally or tell the truth than Dillon Gabriel is going to. Dillon Gabriel is going to toe the company line every day, all
Every
day,
time.
and say exactly what is supposed to be said in front of the microphone. That's where he's ahead of Shedeur Sanders in the Browns' mind.
Yeah, and if this whole narrative leading up to this thing, right? This whole he's leaps and bounds ahead of Shedeur Sanders. If it was anywhere other than what you just said, here's a question. Everybody's talking about how good of a draft Andrew Berry had this time around. If you're telling me that Dillon Gabriel is that far ahead of Shedeur Sanders and you still drafted Shedeur Sanders, like
why?
Then like that throws the whole draft out the window, because now it doesn't matter what these rookies are doing. You literally drafted a second quarterback that brings, I don't think it's his fault, but brings controversy just because of what his name is, that apparently doesn't deserve to be on an NFL roster according to you guys. So because that's where Dillon Gabriel is. I'm done with this whole Dillon Gabriel experiment. Like Dillon Gabriel, we had talked about, we said, yeah, he could be a serviceable backup. I don't even think he could be that. Like, he's not good. He sails everything. The bad decisions finally caught up to him today, and he threw 2 picks. Like, let's not forget the Pittsburgh Steelers just a couple weeks ago, like literally, and I'm not using the word literally like you hear people use the word literally. No, it's like literally they dropped 6 interceptions.
At least 3 that should have been interceptions.
Yeah. I think 6 of them touched defenders' hands, where it was like there was a good chance that could have been intercepted.
Statistically, he looks better on paper than he's played in person.
Yeah,
because he's had a number of balls that were dropped that he's just put in harm's way. Even the pass to Njoku for the touchdown in the end of the game was not a well thrown ball. That ball was behind him. It was high, and Njoku made a hell of a play to come down with it. I mean, it was, I guess, a 50-50 ball, but how many 50-50 balls or jump balls at the front of the end zone in the middle of the field? That's not a usual place for that, but yeah, I mean, every ball that he's thrown downfield is a miserable experience to watch.
Oh, his second interception was so bad. Like, the dude had a step on him and he underthrew him by like 10 yards. It was like,
everybody is all over Isaiah Bond for not catching the ball, but I can tell you there were at least 3 times today that Isaiah Bond took the top off the defense, and Dillon Gabriel either couldn't get it to him or just didn't throw it to him.
Probably didn't see him.
and the one time that he did through, I mean, he put so much air under. Isaiah Bond was 10 or 12 yards behind the nearest defender, and there was so much air under that ball, you could have drove a cruise ship underneath. And then the second one obviously was a pick. So that looked like just sheer frustration out of Dillon Gabriel. That was like, I'm tired of being told I can't throw the ball deep, and just chucked one 60 yards in the air. And that didn't go well either. So
no. Dewey just called him Windows 98.
That's my new favorite Dillon Gabriel nickname.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we got a few more comments. I will come back to our conversation there, but we got a few more comments here. Browns Baggage in North Jersey is on here asking why change that. We don't know Shedeur's injury status for post-bye. I don't even know that he's injured, to be honest with you. I mean, that was pretty weird what all happened. We won't get too far into that today. We'll save that for our regular show. But and then they just said, we could change before the Jets game. James Frank comparing him to DTR. I'm going to apologize to you, James. Last week I said you can't compare him to DTR because statistically DTR is literally the worst quarterback in the history of the NFL. Dillon Gabriel's not much better.
He's way shorter.
And then just one more. We got somebody watching here that is bummed that the Browns didn't win this evening. I agree. I was bummed too, but I picked them to lose 31-13, so I was pretty close.
Not far off.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the offense here. Yeah, I mean, here's the other thing. The Browns, Kevin Stefanski just abandoned the run, and you might say this was a blowout. It wasn't a blowout till the third quarter. Like, don't forget, it was 9-7 at halftime.
Yeah. And
we completely abandoned the run. Quinshon Judkins had 9 carries today. 9. 9 carries. A dude that back to back just carried the offense and last game basically single-handedly won it by himself. Why would you abandon the run? Why?
Well, I part of that probably was Quinshon got hurt, so Quinshon did leave the game with a shoulder injury, but still, to your point, they stopped running the ball
Well,
altogether.
you can't. That's my point. Is like you can't. You just can't stop running. You got to continue to run the ball.
Well, and what was funny to me too was the blueprint was set, right? Because they were like,
It's hard to do a live show because everybody has such good comments that it just makes me laugh this whole time.
By the time that they reached that point after the third Drake May touchdown pass, and the commentators were like, all right, this is not a good situation for the Browns to be in because they're going to have to pass a lot here. That was actually almost the perfect time for like the Kevin Stefanski reverse psychology. Like, let's do what no one's expecting. Because here's the thing: if they're going to just pin their ears back and rush your young quarterback, and they know you have to throw the ball, why not run a couple of screens and draws and run the ball a little bit? Because they're not playing defense for that, right? They're pinning their ears back, going, "Hey, it's heavy rush time. We're going to bring extra guys. We're going to like." That's when you use misdirection and timing and run the ball. You snap off a couple 15 or 20-yard runs. All of a sudden, that defense has to go, okay, look, we got to get back on our heels a little bit because we're going to lose this momentum here if we don't do something to change it. So it was perfectly set up for them to try to run the ball a little bit. And Dylan Sampson is a capable runner. I know he only had 3 carries today for I don't think he had any yards. But they just completely abandoned the run altogether. And just again going back to Kevin Stefanski's offense and clock management and game management.
Like legitimately, like
he has no clue.
Again, I understand Quinshon Judkins got hurt. He had 9 carries though. The rest of the running backs are rushers combined, I should say, because they're not all running backs. Most of them are actually tight ends, receivers, and a quarterback. Had 7 carries as a team.
Malachi Corley was the team's leading rusher on 1 carry.
On 1 carry for 31 yards. Dylan Gabriel had 1. Gage Larvadane, I hate his last name.
Larvadane?
He had 1. Harold Fannin had 1. Dylan Sampson had 3. Like, what are we doing? And if that's the case, if you're that thin at running back, I am glad to see that Jerome Ford got none. But if you're that thin at running back, like, what are we doing here?
I've had Jerome Ford. Oh, you're right. He didn't have any carries. He just had a catch for negative yards.
Yes, Dewey. Yes, I said it. We have a group text going. I texted about it when it happened. I said, Dylan Gabriel is so short that literally hit the dude in the chest.
He almost shovel passed a guy the ball right in his gut. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Look, I've reached a point of apathy here this season. Like this was how we felt last year. We said it was the worst Brown season, and we couldn't remember wrong. And this year is an extension directly of last year. I reached a point of apathy here. The right thing to do if the Browns were trying to win games right now and trying to evaluate talent accordingly, knowing you have 2 first-round picks coming up in this year's draft, would be to play Shedeur Sanders this upcoming week, not this week, but 2 weeks from now against the Jets. The Jets are lowly. It's a chance that he could play well. You have 2 weeks to prepare. Now is the time to pull the trigger. The Browns won't. Dylan Gabriel will play. And you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired because I've telegraphed this entire season. I said it the moment Joe Flacco arrived that he had no business being here when there were 2 rookie quarterbacks. I said it when they were trying to make Kenny Pickett the starter. There was no reason to try and make Kenny Pickett the starter. And this whole time, and now we've shipped out Joe Flacco and he's gone. And now I've been saying for weeks, Dylan Gabriel, as much as I think he deserves a fair opportunity for his crack at the NFL, hasn't shown any progression and is not a franchise quarterback. I don't know that Shedeur is, but I think we at least deserve the chance to find out.
Yeah.
But the Browns aren't going to go there, and there's still a fair amount. And it's dwindling week by week. I'm starting to see more fire Stefanski, outside of the small group that we have here that kind of knows and understands where we're coming from. But more and more people every week are going, who is this coach? Why is he so bad? Dylan Gabriel's not good. But there is still a strong contingent of Browns fans that are Kevin Stefanski defenders, Dylan Gabriel believers. And you know what? I don't even want to see Shador in this offense this year because I don't want to see Shador play for Kevin Stefanski. You guys should ride out Dylan Gabriel and enjoy losing the rest of the year. He's the quarterback you deserve and the coach you deserve. Let's ride this thing out and lose the rest of these games so we can put an exclamation point on how suck of a season this is, so we can make a clean break at the end of the year and finally rid ourselves of this travesty that is a coaching staff and a front office. Start over, and maybe Shador gets a chance next year to battle whoever they draft in the first round. But I don't even want to see him. Like,
no, because it doesn't.
Take Dylan Gabriel and ride till the wheels fall off, which isn't very far off, but just do it. Enjoy it. Enjoy your guy. Enjoy the third round guy. Enjoy the supercomputer. Enjoy Windows 98. Like, I'm done with it. I'm done telling you what's going to happen because no one seems to care.
No. And a couple things to say about that. So, first of all, I love today was actually a very good day for just ammunition against the Stefanski lovers out there that want to keep this guy because stability for stability's sake, all that bullshit that we hear all the time. Here's the deal. When they came out in the first drive, again, even Bone texted about it and he said, you know, what do we have a new OC? What's going on here? If you went on X, pretty much every Stefanski lover out there is like, oh, it's really good drive. Really good drive. This is peak Stefanski. This is Stefanski at his best. Again, the wheels fell off real quick. We didn't have long to wait to find out what Stefanski actually is all about. And that's gimmick plays. That's terrible quarterback play. It's just a terrible scheme altogether. Being aggressive when you should be conservative, being conservative when you should be aggressive. Like, his offense is shit. And if you can't figure that out yet, you got problems.
I want to touch on this comment here. Clean break. You trust Jimmy to get it right. No, I don't trust Jimmy to get it right. But you know what I do know is that you're in a hole. And if you're in a hole, the first thing you need to do is stop digging the hole. You can't get out of the hole if you continue to dig it deeper. So I don't know what Jimmy will do next, but I can promise you that what you're doing right now is not a path to success.
No.
And you have to change it. You have to change it.
The second part of what I was going to say was just, I think we're going to find out pretty quick. I think this all comes to a head in 2 weeks. I think the Jets are going to beat us, and they might beat us handily. And at that point, you're kind of forced to make a decision. Like, after that game, you'll know if they truly intend to. I know Haslam came out this week and like backed Stefanski and all that stuff. We already talked about that. If he truly intends to stay in Stefanski's corner, when they get the break speed off them by the New York Jets in 2 weeks and lose by 2 scores plus, if Stefanski is still your coach, everybody just strap in because we got at least a few more years of this.
He will be. He's not going to get fired this year. I don't think Jimmy would have come out and gave him the vote of confidence right now if he didn't intend on keeping him all year. So like that's what I said. It's going to be like this all year long. And like, look, for all the people that have been slow to the take here, like this is the team you deserve to watch then, because we've been saying for far too long that this isn't the direction. They need to make a change, and it just rings hollow across the board. So, I mean, until everybody can get on board here and go like, hey, like, what are we doing? Including ownership, including the front office. Like, this is going to continue to be a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Here's the final thing too that I'll say about Dylan Gabriel and Stefanski is I want to jump in the time machine real quick, and I want to go back to the day Deshaun Watson got hurt. You remember that day?
Yeah, I was there.
And he was on the field, and fans were cheering, and there was a lot of blowback because they were like, oh, you can't be, cheering injured players. Myles and a lot of other guys in the press conference afterwards said it was, distasteful and a bad look by Browns fans. Here's the thing. We are in for a redux of that exact same scenario playing out, because Kevin Stefanski doesn't have the fortitude to do what's in the best interest of this football team and let Shador see what you have in Shador Sanders. And it will come down to Dylan Gabriel probably, unfortunately, not being able to finish a game. And the fans will rightly cheer, not because Dylan Gabriel is hurt, but because fate finally stepped in and made that decision for Stefanski and for this Browns organization so that we could at least see what you have in Shedeur Sanders. That's not to, put any kind of hex on Dylan Gabriel or say, I hope he gets hurt. I'm just saying, don't be surprised when that happens again. And we have to go through that whole scenario again of, oh, I can't believe fans were cheering when a guy got hurt. They weren't cheering that Deshaun Watson was hurt. They were cheering that they didn't have to watch him play anymore in a broken offense. And we're in that same position right now with Dylan Gabriel, where people will be excited for change and it will manifest itself in a poor way.
Yeah. And I will say this. It's funny that you bring that up because fast forward now, because you went in the time machine and went back. Let's come back to current day and time. And now you have to, again, that's just another knock on Kevin Stefanski. You have to, all the same arguments are happening right now. So at what point do you walk in every single room and it smells like shit that you don't stop and say, maybe it's me? And that's exactly what Kevin Stefanski is.
He is the common denominator.
Yeah, he's the common denominator in this whole thing. And the fact that people are still defending this and it's like 4 quarterbacks later and we're having the same exact discussions over and over and over again. Like Kevin Stefanski, this is the only way he's like the Burning River Sportscast. He has the same takes over and over and over again. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. Like, at what point does everybody wake up? I just don't get it. How are there so many people that still think this isn't him? This is don't get me wrong. The Browns organization is shit. I love the Browns. They're shit. But Kevin Stefanski is not doing anything for himself either. He's terrible.
No. I mean, we were just this week, like fighting people in the comments on our videos about that Kevin Stefanski being bad to shit take. He's 2-time coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski. All right. How'd that work out for you today? How's that going to work out for you the rest of the year? You want to keep riding this Kevin Stefanski wagon? Go ahead.
It's the
wagon you deserve to be on.
This is probably a bad example because he is a decent coach, but a guy that won coach of the year not too long ago was across the field today. And you know what happened the year after he won coach of the year? He got fired. Yeah. So, I mean, and not to mention, you look at the list of the last probably 7 or 8 coach of the years, like none of them are that good. Maybe like 2.
Nagy, Daboll, Stefanski, Vrabel fired. Yeah.
Pretty much all of them are either on the hot seat or fired. So coach of the year doesn't mean as much as all you people think it means. But yeah, so let's move on from the offense. I think we beat that horse to death.
Is it dead though? Is it?
No, we're probably going to talk about it for another, how many weeks we got left? Yeah, that's how long we'll talk about it. But let's talk about the defense. And by the defense, I mean Myles Garrett. I mean the defense, the rest of the defense, some of the guys had some good plays. We'll throw out Carson Schwezinger, had his first career interception.
He was playing really well until he got hurt.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a real bummer because that looks like a high ankle sprain. That's gonna be 4 to 6 weeks.
Dreaded high ankle sprain is never good. Ronnie Hickman had another.
Frankly, with the high ankle sprain, I don't know that I even want to see him back this year. Like,
right? No, I agree.
And because
get healthy, come back next year.
It's gonna be week. I mean, what's 6 weeks out from today? 8, 14 week, 15. Like,
highlight that comment.
If he comes back, like, I don't need to see him because I know that he's good and I want him healthy for next year and he's gonna be playing in meaningless football games.
Yeah, I agree with that. Hippie, and yes, I'm just calling you Hippie because that's your name on here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. We're still here to root for the team. I'm going to root for this team till I die, but I'm also going to be very critical of this team because I want them to do better.
We want them to win.
But yeah, so a couple guys on the defense had good games. But Myles Garrett, career day, 5 sacks. I don't know if it's ever happened in the history of the NFL where a guy has 5 sacks and their team loses by 30.
No, I don't think it has.
Like, what the hell?
I think I saw that exact stat that it was the first time a guy had 5 sacks in a game and their team lost.
Like ever in general, just lost.
There may have been a qualifier on there, like lost by more than 3 points or something, but it was it's highly unusual that you would have a career day from a guy like that and lose the game in the fashion that you did. I would say this, look, Myles, tremendous. We've been through this all year. Like, I'm done criticizing Myles as a player. I know every week we get people that are saying, oh, where was Myles? Myles disappeared. Myles is taking plays off. The guy had 5 sacks again today. Like he's 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 phenomenal. He's the best
I'll call him
defensive
out.
player in the history of the Browns, and I can't criticize anything that he's doing. Now, here's what I don't like about Myles right now: the manufactured frustration, and I'm not saying that he's not frustrated, but the manufactured show of frustration on the sidelines, throwing your helmet that you're losing games in the midst of a 5-sack performance. Myles, you took the bag, man. You
Yep.
had your chance. You wanted to stand on business. You had your chance to get out of here, and you didn't take it. You took the money instead. So like you're kind of stuck laying in the bed that you made. I love you, Myles. I want you to be a Brown until you retire. I am in awe every week watching you play, but the frustration rings hollow with me because you knew what you were signing up for. I mean, you can't tell me that you had a conversation with Kevin and Andrew in the offseason, and they said, Myles, we got a plan at quarterback. It's Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. And you were like, done. Sign the dotted line. That's going to fix everything.
Well, that
Like,
it goes back to what I said last week. Like, what conversation did he have? Because his quote before the season was like, "I heard the plan." Like, what the hell was the plan? Because whatever you heard, like, if that caused you to sign the papers, maybe you've had too many concussions. Like, I don't know.
I
Like,
just,
what?
I can't. You took the money and you're here and you're stuck
Yeah.
living it with the rest of us. And you know what? If you truly are that frustrated, then maybe it's time for you to step away from the company line in your post game pressers and actually call out what's going on here. You want to keep saying how Dylan Gabriel's doing great and this offense is fighting. This offense is fighting for 12 points a week. That's what they're fighting for. So
Yeah,
until you want
their
to take
scoring
the
average stayed about the same this
you want
week.
to take
So
the safety off and start throwing shots and shade and let people know that you actually are frustrated, that's one thing. But to then get in front of a microphone and go, hey, look, it's frustrating to lose like this every week, and I know everybody's out there trying and coaches are doing what's best for the organization and we're just trying to figure this out, like, it's bull. So I can't feel bad for you there.
no, but I will go back to the beginning of what you were talking about here, and just say, I mean, the dude is a certified dog. Like on the field where it counts. I mean, he makes he may be the best defensive end that's ever lived.
Yeah.
And it just is a damn shame that we got to watch the Browns waste Joe Thomas's career, waste Joel Batonio's career, because he's about at the end too. We're well on our way to watching them waste Myles Garrett's career, Denzel Ward's career. They wasted Nick Chubb's career. Like, how many guys do I have to name before something happens? Like, what in the world? And I know, everybody's gonna be like, well, those are before Stefanski and those are before Barry. Like, I understand, I agree. My point is, so why do we keep putting up with it? Like, we got a guy here that's proven over 6 years now with Stefanski and Barry that they're like two guys that have proven that they can't get the job done, but yet we're just stability for stability's sake.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to
So
do? What are we going to do besides keep watching this team fail every week?
that's what we do.
That's
Um,
that's Browns fans.
Yeah, so huge game by Myles Garrett, though. We'll get back to him here in a little bit.
I would say
Uh,
this: as good as the defensive line played today, with 6 sacks, I think total, um, the secondary did not have a good day. I think Tyson Campbell got hurt early, but I thought Denzel had a really tough time with Matt Collins. Um, and there were a number of plays where he just, I don't know, he lost his footing, was getting pushed around out there a little bit. I know Matt Collins is a big guy and he's a physical receiver, but Denzel has always played up to those challenges. Denzel has always taken on the number one and played really well against them. And Matt Collins certainly is no Jamar Chase, or even a certified number one wideout. So that was a little concerning. Drake May threw 3 touchdowns in a quarter. Um,
yeah,
he and I think he may very well be a great quarterback. He's only in his second year, but he's doing the things that you expect out of a young quarterback that is progressing every week, right? Like he looks good as a young quarterback. So no wonder they're able to do well and keep winning games with him.
yeah. And then just kind of moving along here, a couple more points. Andre Schmidt, another missed kick. didn't really matter, so I'm not really gonna hate on him too bad. But it was 47-yarder. It's not like it was like a chip shot. Yeah, I was gonna have you come back to that. Yes, you can have us let us give you a shout out there. So how do I say it? Eric
Eric
Saul.
Saul.
So shout out to Eric Saul from Hippie. Uh, you introduced him
Lots
to
of
the Browns
love.
15 years ago, and he's been a diehard fan ever since.
Good
That's
vibes.
how
Good
it goes.
vibes.
I feel bad for you, Hippie. I'm sorry you had to you have to endure this.
You were brought
But
into
we're
this.
again, like you said earlier, we're all here for it. Like we know, we know. Um, anybody that's just joining, we got a couple comments on here. You think they'll get rid of the coach? Not right now. But yeah, I just like I said, Andre Schmidt missed a kick, not a big deal.
Apparently
And
that's his
then
name. His name is Hippie.
Corey Bajorquez, he just keeps punting it. That's all we do is punt. And I had one more note here that I just wanted to talk about is everybody said I was crazy when I highlighted the Quinshon Judkins versus Travion Henderson battle because Travion Henderson hasn't done much yet this year, but Travion Henderson looked pretty damn good today.
Looked good today.
So and like you said, Quinshon got hurt. So I mean, it is what it is, but I just that's why it was a matchup that mattered.
Matchups that matter. Yeah, look, again, this Browns defense is a good defensive unit in the NFL, and Drake May and Travion Henderson, they balled out. I mean, kudos to those guys.
Yep. So let's go ahead and let's move things along. I don't think we could talk about how bad this game was anymore. Let's do our nominees for Burning River Sportscast Dog of the Week. We'll start with Bone. In case anybody out there doesn't know, we nominate. Each of us nominates a Dog of the Week candidate. We put it up for a vote on our socials on Mondays, so everybody can vote on it. And then we announce Dog of the Week Tuesday, and then we talk. It'll be on our show on Thursday. So, but we'll start with Bone since he's never here on Sundays anymore. He doesn't want to hang out with us on Sundays anymore.
He mailed it in.
He specifically told me all the fans suck, and he doesn't want their reactions anymore.
So, Bone Man is the most beloved person on the show.
Yeah. He definitely did not say that. If anything, I'm the only one that's a big enough dick to actually think of that. But yeah, Bone nominated Myles Garrett. No surprise there. So we'll go to me now. I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna nominate Myles Garrett. He had a pretty good game. 5 sacks. Broke his own single game sack record. So that's pretty good. No help whatsoever, but he did pretty good. Kenny, who's your Dog of the Week candidate?
Yeah. Obviously we nominate these guys so that the fans can vote. But honestly, in this game, there was one guy that played really, really well and deserves to be the Dog of the Week, and it's Myles Garrett. So I'll go Myles as well. I know we don't usually nominate the same guy across the board, but if you're going to vote for anyone else this week, like, you're just wrong. So
yeah,
I'll go Myles Garrett, fastest player to reach the number of sacks that he has at this
first
age.
One under 30 or he's most sacks under 30. That's what it was.
Now I think part of a rarefied group of just 3 guys in the NFL, in the history of the NFL, that have 10 sacks over their first 8 consecutive seasons. So
he basically did it just in this game.
Yeah. I mean, we go back and forth on the TJ Watt thing. Well, Myles Garrett had 5 sacks today, and TJ Watt has, 4.5 sacks, I think, over the last 300 days. So case rested.
So I'll
go Myles Garrett.
Yeah. So Myles Garrett for you, Myles Garrett for me, Myles Garrett for Bone. I'll have that graphic up tomorrow. Let everybody vote on their Dog of the Week on Monday per usual. So yeah, make sure you get your vote in. I feel like it's going to be a tight race tomorrow. So just make sure
Myles is neck and neck with Myles.
Yeah. Final thoughts here today. I'll start, Kenny. My final thought is the bye week could not have come at a better time. There's lots of injuries in this game today. And I don't know how many of them are serious or how many of them are just guys banged up, but between that, just how the season looks in general right now, like, I feel like not just the players, the fans all need a break at the moment. So between injuries, a break mentally for everybody, and just the fact that, like, who knows, maybe a miracle will happen in the bye week. I know it's not going to, but maybe a miracle will happen in the bye week, and these guys will just come to their senses and say, you know what, we got to start Shador. We have to, because we have to see what we have, and then from there we can decide if we like him or DG better. Dollar General and Windows 98, Little Coconut, Little Lava Lamp, Hawaii 5'9", whatever you
Little
want to call
lefty.
him. Yeah, so we can decide who we like better and run with them for the rest of the season. But yeah, just the bye is much needed right now, so I'm happy it's here. Kenny, final thoughts?
Before I get into my final thoughts, one final thing I just wanted to talk about here. Bye week, trade deadline coming up. I mean, do you have a move that you'd like to see made, or
Jerome Ford gone.
just cut? Just
No, if they could get anything for him, like I'd take a 7th rounder for him. Like, just get rid of him.
Yeah,
If they can't, then yes, cut him.
yeah, I think for me personally, like I think everything has to be on the table here, and I think that includes guys like David Njoku.
I think David Njoku will be gone.
I know Myles has the contract now, but like a team like Dallas might, could really use a guy like Myles on their defense, and that's a team with a quarterback. So that could be the difference for a team like that. I think everything should be on the table. This team's not going anywhere this year. Like, I would like to see them move some of this talent, and hey, let's get crazy. Let's go into next year with 3 or 4 first round draft picks. Like, let's just keep this rebuilding.
Solly, that's how you say his last name. It's in the
Yeah, I posted that earlier. You missed it.
I just saw it. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, everything has to be on the table. But the ones that I think will happen, I think Jerome Ford will be gone, and I think David Njoku is going to be gone. The emergence of Harold Fannin just makes him. And I hate to say that, I love David Njoku. He's awesome, but it kind of makes him expendable at this point. You have a guy that's David Njoku 2.0, but like 6 years younger. So
it's just a matter of like, where is this team going? And you need assets.
Yeah. And can you imagine like a I'll throw out like Kansas City coming to you and saying, we have a chance to win it all again. You guys don't. Travis Kelce is not what he used to be. We could use a dominant tight end. Like, that's a team that you give them David Njoku, they're going to do something with him.
Right.
And they'll probably pay for him too, because they know they might win a Super Bowl. So
yep.
That's yeah, he'll be gone. But with that, Kenny, you got any more comments or anything you want to talk about before we sign off?
I'll save the rest for this week's show. So my final thoughts tonight: at 2-6, after the Browns lose another one in embarrassing fashion. It's 12 straight road losses, my friend. It's the longest active streak in the NFL. Help's not coming. So those of you that schedule your Browns vacations every year, that time may be coming more quickly than you anticipated. I don't blame anybody at this point for tuning out, because this is just not going to get better anytime soon. With a vote of confidence this week from Jimmy, Stefanski just doing Stefanski things. Again, at the press conference today, not immediately just saying, hey, everything's on the table and sticking with that, kind of going back that, like, we're going to see Dylan again coming out of the bye. Like, it's just Stefanski doing Stefanski things. This team is not, this season is not going to get any better. So I don't blame anybody for tuning out. We'll stay tuned in. So if you do tune out, you can find your updates and Browns news here on the Burning River Sportscast going forward.
Yeah. It's funny that you said the vote of confidence. I wrote this down while you were talking. It just says vote of confidence this week, and then he does that shit. Like, that's how you get a vote of confidence and you come through, and that's how you follow it up.
That's how you reward Jimmy.
Yeah. Jimmy's got to be shitting himself right now. Thank you, Hippie. We won't be live next Sunday because there won't be a Browns game during the bye week. But we'll be live again the following Sunday. So
we're taking a Browns vacation next week.
Yeah. We aren't live when the Browns don't play.
We will have a show.
We'll be on Thursday. You can check out our bye week show on Thursday. And with that, let me remind everybody to call the Burning River Sportscast Hot Take Hotline. That means you, Hippie. Hotline. Call the Burning River Sportscast Hot Take Hotline. Leave your hot takes on the Hot Take Hotline, 330-227-8081.
330-227-8081.
330-227-8081. Call
now. 2 weeks in a row. You screwed up the Hot Take Hotline. Yeah, you've never done it before.
Yeah, I never have. But yeah, call the hot take hotline. We want to hear your hot takes. And be sure to check out our gear, www.thetappingmedia.com/shop. Had a few more t-shirts go out this week, so that was cool.
Nice.
And that'll do it for us. Kenny, what can we expect this week?
What can we expect this week? We will be recording our normal show Monday. We'll be out on Thursday. We'll be recapping the season. Man, this is going to be a fun show. The season up to this point. Another Browns backers interview. I think we'll hear from a number of friends this week. Probably we'll fill that.
Yeah, we're working on putting together a good show. I should have probably worked harder though, because it's tomorrow that we record. So
put together a lot of conversations and all the other things that you listen to the Burning River Sportscast for, including the same takes over and over and over and over again every week.
That's what we do. Until the Browns change something, what can we change? You know? I don't know. And check us out on social media. Tapping Media is on Facebook, X, and Instagram at The Tapping Media and Burning River Sportscast. That's this podcast is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Burning River Sportscast, and on X at Burning River Pod. You can find our podcast wherever you get your podcast. I'm talking to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Podcast Castro, Good Pods. We're our number one ranked football podcast, and so many more. And please, please, please leave us reviews on your podcast app of choice. Help us continue to grow and keep bringing you the best damn Cleveland Browns pod in the land. That's it.
That's it.
That's what we got for you.
We'll catch you next week. Tune in. Don't
the
just
Browns,
be part of the problem. Be the whole damn problem.
Well, I was going to say the Browns are part of the problem to lead you into that, but didn't need to.
They are a problem. They're a problem.
They're the whole damn problem. And only you can prevent river fires. Burning River Sportscast.
Burning River.
Good night, Cleveland.
Good night, Cleveland.
Good night, Akron.